This college is called Wilmington College, and I find out it's a Quaker school. And one of the counselors on my first day had said, so you were in the military. Do you think you'll have a hard time since this is a Quaker school? And I had no idea what this guy was talking about. I was like, I pretty much get along with everybody, That's all. It's good. We're fine. And he's like, oh, okay, all right. And I had my first global issues class with a guy named Neil Snar, professor out at Wilmington. Some of you may know him. Been involved with FCNL for a very long time. Neil, this was back in 2005. Neil's very old school. He used to hand out these index cards and say, write down your name, your email, your phone number, and 3 things about you. And I wrote down that I was in the Army and I wrestled and some other fact. I think that I was from Florida. And then the next class, he came up to me and said, well, you were in the Army, I was in the Army. And you wrestled and I wrestled. And I was like, well, aren't we just twins, But we started to have a very good relationship, Neil and I. And one day he said, there's this meeting, it's called Annual Meeting in DC, this group, Friends Committee, they have this bumper sticker, war is not the answer. And I was like, I don't really know, I don't know if I'll fit in, He said, well, it's just 3 days, you come out to DC, we'll pay for you to go. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go. It's cool, free trip to DC, all right. So I ended up going, and it was amazing to me. I walk into this room, and there are about 200 people, just conversing about all these cerebral things, and I'm like, there's this is the back of the room. There's these boards lining the walls, these tables with program boards, and one's like, end the war in Iraq, end the war in Afghanistan, no more nuclear weapons, cut the Pentagon budget. I walk into this place, and I'm like, where am I? This has got to be another planet, I had no idea that there was this group, this community of people working for peace. It was so far out of the realm of what I thought was possible. I went to public school down in Florida, very conservative Florida. So my teachers really explained, say, the Vietnam anti-war movement away by saying it was a byproduct of LSD and hippies and stuff. It's just not something they even taught, They've saved for the end of the course and, we didn't get to it, So I had no idea that there was this concentration of people still working for peace. And I was amazed by how warmly I was received. It really was very humbling, and it was I thought, an honor to be there. And I started to get involved with FCNL from that day, and really haven't left since. I've been to every annual meeting since then. I went back the following spring and took part in a spring lobby weekend. And spring lobby weekend is geared toward young adults. We had about 30 or 40 young adults. We learned about Iraq, an issue I knew a little bit about, having served there. And we went to Capitol Hill and we asked our members of Congress, we had a very specific ask about ending the war. And I felt really empowered by this, so I kept going. And I started to organize other college students. And we went from bringing 12 people to bringing a charter bus with 50 from Ohio, driving out every spring to this lobby weekend. And since coming on staff, I actually have been organizing this lobby weekend, so it's a little bit of full circle. But in 2009, I graduated magna cum laude with my Bachelor's of Arts in political science and history with a minor in psychology. And I ended up dropping the education major my senior semester. I was triple majored in a minor with a minor almost all of college. I really worked the VA. I'm telling you. I made them pay for every credit hour. I went year round. I took anywhere from 18 to 22 credit hours a semester. They were